Today we're going to do a little experiment. Okay, so hold on. So let's say that we have two options. We have some cash and we have a credit card. This isn't a real credit card, but it's a plastic card. So don't try to zoom in and see a number. All it is my pass to national parks. So, but it's my prop. So let's say that you go shopping and you don't have a credit card, right? You just have cash. So when you're looking to buy something, you understand you have limited amount of funds or resources that you can spend on, correct? Right? So this cash has its value, it's $60. So here versus a credit card, right? A credit card, it's not quite the same thing. It's not tangible. You can't see it. You probably have a lot more limit there. So this is what we're going to talk about, how willpower is really not your success, is not your secret to success, but I'm going to talk to you about what is. And what I want you to start thinking about is how willpower is like cash. You have a limited amount of it every day. And something else is like the credit card. Okay, so let's jump into that today. That is really what I wanted to talk to you, is thinking, what do I have limited of, but what do I have more unlimited of? Okay, so if you think about this, if you've ever felt like you're constantly battling yourself, trying to eat healthier, for example, exercise more, or stop procrastinating, you're not alone. So first of all, most people believe they just need more willpower, limited amounts, to make better choices. But what if I told you willpower is a terrible long-term strategy? So instead, you need a system where success happens automatically. And now the secret is understanding that willpower is like cash and habits are like compounding interest in a bank. So let me go further explain. So if willpower is like cash, it's limited and exhaustible. So imagine you start your day with $60 of willpower in your mental wallet. Every time you resist temptation or force yourself to do something new, you spend from this reserve. You resist the urge to hit snooze, $20 gone. You avoid the office donuts, $20 gone. That might be 40, but you get my idea. You make yourself go to the gym after work. The last $20 is gone, right? So by the end of the day, your willpower is bankrupt. There's nothing left, right? You default back to old habits, ordering the takeout, skipping workouts, doom scrolling on social media. The problem is willpower is a depleting resource. It's unreliable. If you rely on sheer force of will to change your habits, you'll always feel exhausted and frustrated. Now, habits are like compounding interest. They're working for you or against you. Okay, so now imagine shifting from spending cash to building long-term wealth. So instead of using willpower to make decisions, you invest a little bit up front of habits that grow automatically over time, like a bank account earning interest. Let's talk about good habits. These are your smart investments. If you drink a glass of water every morning, it becomes automatic. If you take a 5-minute walk daily, it soon feels effortless. If you meal prep on Sundays, eating healthy becomes second nature. So for example, if you want to floss your teeth, it's best to do it before you brush your teeth than after. You're like, well, why? Because remember, you already brush your teeth twice a day. Well, if you're not, you should. Let's start there. But if you are, if you brush your teeth, you should floss after that because you're doing something already that's already automatic. You don't think about, not brushing your teeth. Like you just do it, right? You bring your toothbrush when you travel. If you forget, it's one of the first things you ask for. It's like, do you have a toothbrush I can buy? Those are the things. So if you anchor it to something that you're already doing, you're more likely to do it. Hence the glass of water by the sink. So these are the investments into the good habits. Now, small, consistent behaviors compound over time, right? And soon you don't have to think about them and they just happen. No willpower required. Now, bad habits are like the credit card debt, right? On the flip side, neglecting your habits is like putting everything on that high interest credit card. You skip your workouts today, your interest accumulates as muscle loss. You eat ultra processed foods daily, the debt compounds as sluggish energy. Mindlessly scroll at night and your balance grows in lost sleep and fatigue. So bad habits don't just sit still, they accumulate negative momentum. Just like those high interest credit cards, they accumulate very rapidly, and you're not even thinking about it. Let's talk about next about your environment, the hidden, what I would call the hidden burglar that steals your willpower. Now let's talk about something that's even more and more powerful. Like this is so much more powerful than your habits, is really your environment. If you think of willpower as cash, then your environment is either, let's say, a high security vault or an open door for the burglars just to walk in. When your environment works against you, consider it like a willpower thief, right? So picture this. You set a goal to eat healthier, but there are cookies on the counter. Every time you walk by, it robs you of a little bit of willpower. Your phone sits next to your bed, so you stay up scrolling late, draining energy, robs you a little bit more willpower. Your couch faces the TV, making it easy to binge instead of move, robs you a little bit more willpower. So every time you resist a temptation in your environment, it's like someone's stealing money. Like you're just giving away. It's like burning cash, right? You're burning your willpower, right? Because you set your environment up for you to fail. So this is why you look at this and you wonder why you feel broke. You're broken from the willpower. Last year, just like, I can't do this. I don't understand why people, seem to have so much willpower and discipline. They're not more disciplined or more willpower than you. They've just become very adept at creating a different type of environment. They're very good at habit architecture. And that's what we're going to learn more. So now when you think about your environment works for you, think about it as a world-class restaurant, right? A kitchen, the kitchen in a Michelin star restaurant. So everything is set up perfectly before cooking even begins. So chefs use a system called, now forgive me if I say this because I'm not a French, it's French for everything in its place, okay? First of all, they don't scramble for ingredients last minute, pun intended. They don't leave knives in the wrong spots, right? They don't rely on willpower. They rely on systems. Systems are your habits. So apply this to your life. Want to drink more water? Keep a full glass of water next to your bed. You want to work out? Lay out your gym clothes the night before. Want to eat healthier? Prep meals in advance so the right choice is the easy choice. A well-designed environment removes friction from good habits and adds friction to the bad ones, making success effortless. Now, here's a final takeaway. To automate your success, if you rely on willpower, your environment will rob you blind. If you rely on habits, success compounds automatically. So you can either live in a house where your habits are constantly being stolen out the door, leading to exhaustion and failure, or design your life like a Michelin star kitchen, where every element is set up for effortless success. Okay, so that's what I would say. What should be your challenge? Well, what's the one small change you can make in your environment right now to stop wasting willpower and start compounding good habits? Drop in the comments below because I'd love to know what you guys come up with. And if you liked my props, you could say yes to that. If you don't, you can keep your opinions to yourself. Yeah, I'm just kidding. I'm always open to constructive feedback, please. So that would be my suggestion for you guys. Let's think about how we can architect our environment to promote the habits that we want and not the ones that we don't want to partake. As Chef AJ said, if it's in your house, it's in your mouth. It's just a matter of time. So think about that. Make home your safe space. Make home work for you. And then you can start thinking about, as you build those habits, you'll find your ability is much better. So for example, we're in the RV now, right? We're traveling. We're in our 8th month of this RV. There are some habits that have followed me through multiple changes in location. And that's walking. So it's, even though the environment's same, but I do it at the same time of day, every day. And it doesn't matter where I am. If I'm traveling, I walk. I look for hotels that allow me to walk, or if they have a gym, I can walk on the treadmill. That happens. Number 2, I have my smoothie. I wasn't going to buy an RV that wouldn't handle my Vitamix. If it couldn't handle that Vitamix, I'm not buying the RV. So we found the RV that found it. And the next thing about that is when you're traveling, if I can't do a smoothie, what I look for is a place with oatmeal. Starbucks everywhere. I do their oatmeal and their blueberries, and that'll be my satisfaction until I can get back to my smoothies. So those habits are so strongly ingrained in me that I will manipulate my environment wherever I go. Think about, these are so important to me that I make sure they happen. It's like taking your toothbrush when you travel. That's the one thing, right? When I know that there's a potential that we might have a delay, I bring my toothbrush, I bring a snack. Those are some of the things that you need to be thinking about. When I travel, I bring literally my Twinings Earl Grey tea. This is literally on my bucket list to go see this tea shop in London. This is how much I love this tea. So I literally will pack Earl Grey in my backpack and in my purse. So I always have it. There's no excuses. So again, there's just going to be a few things. What are those things that you can do? Start thinking about how you can map or put in your GPS. You already have this incredible brain that want to work for you, right? These habits just need the GPS put in. Like, where is it you want to go? And it'll start thinking about how to do that. Now, there are absolutely some things you can use your willpower to start, but if you set it up correctly, what you'll find is this habit builds momentum on its own, and you start saving, and you're looking at this compounding interest, and a year later, you're like, holy moly, look at where that habit took me. It took me to the finish line of my marathon that I planned, right? So this is how we think about it. You are brilliant habitat architects waiting to be sprouted. Just think of it that way. So I hope you found that at least partly amusing. I was having fun thinking about how to share props. So thanks everyone for listening today. As always, I'm sending gratitude, joy, love, and healing your way. And again, don't forget to post, what are you changing in your environment or that you have done that made a habit successful? Let's share and help each other. All right. Have a great day, everybody. Oh, and don't forget to hit subscribe. Oh. And if you want to download my, the Habit Healer Manifesto, which I spoke about before, feel free to do that. That's in the link below. Let me tell you, I'm starting a movement, and it's called the Habit Healer Movement. If you would like to join, feel free to join this manifesto. It's literally, I'm going to read it to you real quick. The link is below. The Habit Healer Manifesto, your one healing habit away. That's the mantra. So I am a habit healer. I choose to heal, to grow, to transform. Healing begins with one small habit, one micro shift that leads to mastery. Each choice I make builds momentum, shaping the macro habits that define my life. I heal unhelpful habits not through willpower, but through awareness and intention. I create healing habits that nourish my body, mind, and spirit. This is not just about me. My healing ripples outward. As I thrive, so do my relationships, my community, and the world around me. Healing is a journey, not a destination, and I am always one healing habit away. I am a habit healer. So check it out. The link is below. Thanks everyone again. Sending gratitude, love your way.